Oh, welcome back. Today I'm gonna see if I can't get my creative eye back here. I feel like I've been in a slump lately. Just can't seem to get what I see from my mind and eyes down to my finger. Push that shutter button, capture what I see. So I don't know how long it's gonna take, but up there, let me focus this. Boom. Up there, it doesn't look that far, but it's a steep climb. But find out. That's why I left around. It's about noonish. Sunset is opposite me over there, and that way it gives me time to get up there, look around. So I got about 5 hours till sunset to find something. So yeah, so we'll see if we can't get it back as far as being able to capture what I see. So let's carry on. Not quite to the top where we're headed. I think it's still about a quarter mile or so up there. It's steep, a lot of loose rocks. This gray rock I try to stay off of because it's real rough, and I think it's hurting Harvey's paws. But I come across this subject, or hopefully an image. I mean, being as bright as it is and stuff out right now, I don't know, I'm going to take the image anyway because I don't know if I'll be able to find it on the way back. So it caught my eye because it almost looks like a petrified tree that was once grown in a rock or something. It just looks like a cut off tree branch. So, and it's that light brown up against that gray. Nice contrast. And like I said, on the way up here, just seemed to lost my creative mind. And all of a sudden this jumped out on me, and I was like, well, even if it doesn't turn out super great, at least I'll start getting some images and focus a little bit more on the smaller details. So let's grab this shot and then we'll head on up the mountain. Tell by the way I'm breathing, I'm very wore out. That's why we left 5 hours in advance before sunset. So I had to climb up all this loose rock and gravel. I know it's got to be a little hard on Harvey's feet, so I'm having to zigzag quite a bit to stay on the softer stuff. But we are about, according to the GPS, on a straight line, 0.2 of a mile or so. I mean, it's taking us about from the truck to here about just over an hour. So we're gonna sit, take a break. What I'm hoping to get once we get to the top on the other side of this mountain, hopefully we can see, called Mount Charleston, big snow-capped mountain, and then off that direction, it won't focus. There we go. There's more snow caps. So, plenty to see once we get up there all around. Take a break, drink some water, carry on. Well, we finally made it up here. Well, to one point. The spot I was shooting for was this peak over here. I'll probably go crooked when I turn it. But right up here is where I'm originally headed. The way up here, the side is just solid loose rock. I mean, the sides of it you can just pick it apart by hand. And I know it's getting kind of rough on Harvey. So we got up here. I got his little pad out. He's already passed out. I'll give him some food here in a bit, but it's just a little after 2, so we got about 3 hours roughly until sunset. So I still might try to make my way up there. It's not too much further. Probably take me, I'm assuming it's going to take a good 20 minutes to get up there just because it's so loose. But what I want to do today is get myself back into it a little bit and focus my mind and try to take in the small details, like all the lines and the hillsides. And we got part of the hill or mountain down here that almost looks like all the ham that's been sliced, and all the slicers are laid over and stacked on top of each other. Just and then on this side you just got lines, layers that just kind of loop over each other, and mountains in the distance you got defined layers of gray and then black. So like I said, in the last few days it's just been something about it, just can't seem to bring that part out into my photographs. So also I'm still going to photograph the big scene. I mean, you can't not photograph it, but also I want to pick details out in the landscape itself and photograph those, and try to force myself to focus on little stuff and try to, instead of trying to bring everything into one photograph. When you start doing that, all you see is the overall picture, and it almost like seems like everything gets mashed and mingled together and just turns out doesn't turn out. Just like the other day when I was the other location I was at, just on the other side of Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area. Gorgeous place or whatever. The place I was at, I mean, oh my God, everything. I went one hiking trail, big snow mountains. Harvey had a blast. There was like 6-8 inches of snow on the trails and all that. But where we camped, gorgeous views and whatever. But I just found myself trying to photograph everything. You had layers and rocks, you had red rocks, and past that you had like gray and black mountains, like the black lines going through, and then layers of gray. Then you had the snow-capped mountains, and it was just so much. And I was trying to capture the whole scene. And once I got it back on the computer, it was just like a big jumble mess. Your eye was just all over that photograph, trying to pick out all the details. And I was trying when I was shooting, I was trying to pick out smaller details like the lines in the mountains, and I just could not compose it the way I wanted. For what I saw in my mind, I just couldn't get it down to the camera through the lens and onto the sensor. I've been struggling. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to still take the whole scene in, but also at the same time try to pick out parts of intimate pieces of the landscape that show the building blocks of the landscape. There's all kinds of little details that all come together that build the vast landscape. So that's the goal today. And we're just going to relax here for a bit and then possibly head up to our higher point and hopefully get a better vantage point. Alright, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. It took like 10 minutes. But anyway, we're up here and we did make it to where we wanted to go. Much better view. Not as good view of Mount Charleston as I thought it was going to be. But we still got some nice views of these. And those out there. And then we got this over here. I mean, like I was talking about before, all this detail, these like layers of rock throughout the mountain. So we're up here, we've already relaxed, got a snack. Now it's time to get serious. I'm gonna start looking around, grab my camera, try to find some compositions I want. That way I'm not scrambling as that sun's going down. So let's get down and get serious. All right, the sun's starting to go down quite a bit now. At this point, it's going to start dropping a lot faster now. Still got about a half hour before the official golden hour. But I was originally going to these diagonal lines going through the rocks here, the layers. Originally, I was going to do the panorama, but I decided against it because when I was doing test shots, as I panned across to the left, the defined lines kind of disappeared and just went into the jagged. They just were non-existent anymore. So I still kept it vertical. In front here you got vertical lines and there's a space, and you got more horizontal, not vertical lines, horizontal, then more horizontal, then there's a bigger space and a big long horizontal line with like 3 different layers in it. So that's the composition I'm gonna go with. Zoomed in so it just shows that. And I was going to shoot f8, but the lines in the bottom part of the frame are going to be a lot closer, so I just bumped it up to f11 just to make sure I can get the detail all the way up to the top of the frame. So sun's getting a lot softer, shadows getting longer, bringing a lot more detail out of this. So we're going to take our shots and move on to the next composition, which will be these arch lines to my left or right if I'm facing this way. around, that sun's really going down now. And I really like this back here. It's just kind of soft. It's got a lot of details and roughness to it. So I won't take so much shots of that. I might put the 24-70 on, but I'll take some shots with the 70-300. And like I said, that sun's gonna go down quick now. So grab this. That's been my problem too lately. One, talking too much, and two, see all this stuff around me. I just want to capture it all, and then I start getting sloppy. So I'm gonna get this, and then start focusing on the bigger picture. As you can tell, that the sun's getting real soft, real low. I just been snapping photos now because that, like I said, that sun's going down real quick. The light's looking really nice. Not really doing much with the snow-capped mountains because try to frame them up, but just don't like them. The foreground's like really yellowish, orange, brown, and then you just got white. And there's with just pretty much a blue sky behind it. Turn around, took some shots towards the sun because you got all kinds of mountains there, and they're like layers, like silhouettes, and it's like a bluish haze. And over there, you actually got clouds going across the sky. So I kind of like those. Did a couple panoramas here. I'm still gonna shoot some more while I'm here. That light's just lighting everything up real nice, bringing out a lot of details. Kind of almost reminds me of a shot I took when I was in South Dakota or by the Badlands, the way big open area, and then you got all the hills and mountains and all that. Of course, it wasn't mountains out there, but everything seems to be working out. I feel a lot better after today as far as my photography goes. Got some nice detail shots. Got some, even though I was kind of rushing around trying to grab what I can, but also doing that, there's shots I also left behind because I wasn't 100% sure about them, and I'm like, I'm not gonna. Time is precious when the sun's going down. I really wish I do wish I had a better shot of Mount Charleston over there because the light's hitting real nice, but it's a little far in the distance, and the mountains here in the foreground, they're just no light on them, so not much to go with there. I was just getting ready to pack up and head back down. I was like, these snow mountains aren't working out very well. But I turn around, they kind of moved out some, but there was clouds that moved in. That sun going down, they were like reddish pink clouds, and you got the blue sky, and the moon is right above those. And the light was hitting that nice soft golden light was just still some on them with the blue. The sky's just blue now, but the light was hitting those mountains so nice. So I didn't back up. I took some more shots. I'm really looking forward to putting that on because it's not too often you get a picture of the moon. You zoom all the way in, then you load it up, and the moon's like that big. But I'm really looking forward to see what that one turns out. If it doesn't turn out, whatever, it's not the first time, but the wind's picking up. It's getting chilly. I think we got some nice shots. It's really, there's still light shining on certain things. Way out there, that Mount Charleston or whatever. Oh, if I just had a longer lens, because the light's hitting it just a little bit, and then shooting through and having these mountains in the foreground. It's kind of like right in the middle, but it's just too far. It just looked too small in the frame. But I'm really looking forward to this moon over the mountains. I mean, it's just gorgeous up here. Just so much to look at. But how it is, I mean, we got going back with some nice shots. 99.9% sure. I'll be a little disappointed if I don't. But either way, it was fun. But it is going to get dark here soon. We got pretty treacherous route to go down, so I need to get packed up, need to get out of here, and we'll go from there. I was going to end the video once we got down there, but God, I wish I could stay up here a little bit longer. If it wasn't so rocky and loose going down, I would. But wind's picking up, it's getting cold, Harvey's shaking. Was going to end it down there, but like I said, it's going to get dark quick. I got to get down. So, and my battery's really dying on my phone. I've already had to hook it to the charger twice. So I guess we'll go ahead and end it here. Again, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, like video, subscribe. Looking forward to making more. And I feel really good about today and tonight. I think we finally got out of that little slump. And until next time, we'll see you at the top.